Hi there, everybody. We've got a weekend in front of us, and something about this weekend feels a little bit more weekend-like. I don't know if it's we're getting into a routine or what, or because it's week 4 or 5. Not too sure, but we've got a lot to talk about weather-wise. We've got some wind on the way tonight and to tomorrow morning, early morning hours, and then we've got your next 10 days to plan. Is that warm-up still in hold? We'll take you through it here in this video. Thanks for joining us for this weekend edition of Region Weather YouTube. We've got a couple things to talk about weather-wise, but first of all, I want to make sure you are cozied up this morning with a nice cup of coffee, perhaps a nice sweatshirt. I know I am. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good weekend as well. And weather-wise, we've got the same thing holding true to Northwest Indiana. We've got a warming trend in store. That wind has already shifted around to the south and the west. And it was a cold start, don't get me wrong, but we're going to warm up nicely here on this Saturday. So first things first, I want to make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube page. That's the way you get updates. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And we're going to go live, obviously, all spring and summer. That's the whole point of this during severe weather events. I think it's going to be a really, really good thing, but you're not going to get that update unless you hit subscribe. So we appreciate all those who are already subscribed, and let's get started. All right. Wind out of the southwest. That is a warming wind this time of year. That's something we look forward to. So temperatures in the 30s this morning. Watch what happens by this afternoon. Boom! We're up into the upper 50s. I think near 60 degrees with some sunshine. How about that? What a turnaround from our 2 to 4, 4.5 inches of snow across the area yesterday. Boy, weather in Northwest Indiana, I'll tell you, it can really change on a dime, right? But a pretty nice afternoon. It will be breezy, though. We'll talk more on that in a second. This is all courtesy of a high pressure settling down to our south and the east. Off to our north, there's a cold front that's going to kind of clip the area. It's not going to come through directly, but that's going to be the reason for our wind here as we go into tonight. So that wind really ramps up tonight. That will help keep us warmer. We're in the 40s. And then your Sunday, we're bringing colder air across the lake. So Sunday, pay attention to this one. We're going to start on the warmer side of things. I think we make it well up into the 50s, if not near 60. But watch what happens. That wind turns off the lake, so we're going to have temps that crash in the afternoon. Lake Porter, LaPorte counties. We'll probably head down to the 40s pretty quickly with that north wind. And then on into Monday, we've still got that north wind that'll be switching around to a south wind again. So we're back up with the temperatures. So pretty up and down roller coaster temperature-wise as we start our week. Let's talk about those gusty winds as we go into tonight. So you're not really noticing much out there right now. It's going to be breezy today, but nothing crazy whatsoever. These are your wind gusts this afternoon. Yeah, 20 miles per hour. We can handle that, right? But watch what happens tonight. This will be all due to a pressure gradient that sets up between our high pressure that's responsible for our warmer air and a low pressure off to the north. We have wind gusts 30, 40 miles per hour at times. This is, again, Saturday evening on into Saturday night. So it's going to get pretty breezy out there. And then eventually that'll all lead up to our wind shift, which happens during the daytime tomorrow. And that will be responsible for our temperature crash along the lakeshore. Probably not seeing much about the temp crash in your app, are you? Chicago's probably not talking about it much either. Maybe they are, I'm not sure. But that is a local thing there that we pride ourselves on, that temperature is going to come down tomorrow afternoon. I know it doesn't matter to most people, but it certainly does to those in Lake Porter and LaPorte County. So be ready for that. Again, Sunday afternoon, temps will be heading down. How about precipitation? When is our next shot at rain? So we've got a couple shots here in the forecasts, but to be honest with you, over the next 7 days or so, we don't have any really well-organized systems coming through. So I don't expect any huge winter storms, no real heavy rain causing flooding. It's going to be pretty much we're in between weather systems. They kind of all clip us either to the north or the south. So let's go through it. Here's today. We've got a system heading off towards the east. You've got our high pressure setting in. Here's what happens tonight and tomorrow. You can see we've got some rainfall chances off to the north. That's along a cold front. So we may have some showers across the area tomorrow as that cold front slips through. But again, nothing organized, nothing that will last too long. And then that's out of here. Meanwhile, tomorrow, they're going to have another severe weather outbreak down to the south. This one looks a little messier than last week's tornado outbreak that they had, so I don't think we'll have quite as many reports, but 'tis the season for them down there, and they do not need another severe weather event, and they may have one on our Sunday. For us, though, it's quiet. Here's, as we go into the week, we're now talking Tuesday, another system dives south. These are almost like Clipper-like systems heading down from Canada that are bringing kind of reinforcing shots of cooler air. They're not allowing us to warm up. That's basically it. into the 70s and 80s that we could have this time of year. So this one will keep us cooler. You can see maybe some shower chances. This is Tuesday into Wednesday, and then a little bit cooler air settling behind that. And here's our Thursday system. I think that's our real next shot at rain. Models have been agreeing pretty well on this, that there's an area low pressure down towards Tennessee, southern Ohio Valley, somewhere in there, and that will spread some rain up into our area. I don't see a severe threat with that. We'll be on the cooler side of things. But then as we head into next weekend, some interesting patterns here. This may not hold, but it's something interesting to watch. A big old low pressure heads up the Ohio Valley. That would be a cold wind for us. It doesn't look like any snow with this because I didn't promise you, but we already said the last snow has happened, right? But this one would bring in some colder air behind it and a pretty gross wind off the lake if that were to happen. And that's next weekend. That's still fantasy land. So that's it. So we've got a pretty quiet week ahead. We've got, in the short term, some gusty winds tonight, Saturday night, into Sunday morning, and then we've got pretty nice temperatures over the course of the week. We should be in the 50s and 60s most days outside of that wind being off the lake. So all in all, not a bad week as we transition from our snow into spring. I think we're going to do it this week. All right, thanks for joining us. Enjoy your weekend, everybody.